Born with weak legs, I spent much of my early life stuck within the walls of my home. Feeling sorry for my plight, one day, my father brought an esteemed harp player home with him. That moment would change the course of my life forever. The moment I heard the reverberating hum of the harp's strings, the walls around me seemed to change. The fresh scent of sunlit earth and the trill of birdsong. Through its melody, the harp gave me a glimpse of the outside world. This is the power of music, a rhapsody of dreams, giving color to a dull world. Someday, I too want to make a sound just like that. This village, called the Village of Musicians, took pride in its beautiful lake, where musicians would always gather to play their songs. I was also invited to play with them, but lacking the courage to perform in front of others, I let fear overtake me and ran away. How could I not? I mean, what if I were to make a mistake? But when I played my harp off by myself, I could hear music in the distance. It was as though it were in step with my own playing. There's no rush. Come join us when you feel up to it. I felt as if that was what the music was saying, so I played a melody in turn. Thank you. Once I muster the courage, I shall join you. Our separated chords echoed as though in conversation. Then, one day, the lake suddenly dried up entirely overnight. Why did this happen all of a sudden? From that moment forth, the atmosphere of the village completely changed. Smiles vanished from people's faces, and the sound of music could no longer be heard. There were even people who chose to leave the village behind. All I could do was watch them go. After all, how could someone like me do anything to help? It was then that it happened, when I heard a song coming from the dried lake bed. Above the dried lake was a seemingly wounded fairy, or so it appeared. The ball of light weakly bobbed in the air as if it were alive. What a strange light, but I cannot help but feel a strange sense of fear when I look at it, though I know not why the sight of it makes me feel that way. Let me tell you how to save your village, my dear. In that moment, the voice of the fairy entered my mind, but how could I possibly save the village? For a special girl like you who can hear my voice, it is possible. Allow me to awaken the power sleeping within you. Power comes from the heart, and our hearts are full of wishes. If you wish for something strongly enough, your power will surge forth in answer. That was what the fairy told me, but I lack faith in myself. After all, I can never do anything right. Everyone wants you to do this. Now, before it is too late. Everyone? As though beckoned to do so, I stretched out my hand towards the fairy. In that instant, something entered my body, and I felt power well up within me. With this, maybe even I can. The sound of gently flowing water and the harmony of a warmly drifting breeze rushed into my mind. Please, I beg you, come back to us. Strumming my harp as though in prayer, Water began to emerge in answer to my song. Thank goodness, it worked. But the next moment, my body suddenly grew heavy. Why is this? No longer able to stand, water continued to pour into the lake, as though rising to meet me. Before I knew it, the lake had flooded out far past its shores. At this rate, the village shall be completely submerged. What should I do? Were you not the one who yearned for such power? But I never intended for this to happen. I just wanted to return the village back to normal. I never thought things would turn out like this. This is what your wish has wrought. My wish made everyone. I knew I would fail. If it were someone besides me, this never would have happened. Then, why don't I shoulder everything for you? Your sins, your pain. All you need to do is sleep. Leave everything to me. Yes, I shall give all of myself to you, little fairy. That is for the best. No matter how I may try to atone, I shall surely fail, just like always. But that very moment, my harp rang out. This sound, I remember. This was the sound I made the first time I ever played the harp. I do not want to throw anything away, not my memories, nor my soul. I do not want to forget any of the feelings music has given me. If my sins, my dreams, and everything else are all born from my heart, I shall shoulder them all. If that is what my heart is, I shall accept everything that I am. So, you choose to undergo this trial? No matter. My true target lies elsewhere. Then, I felt something leave my body. The one who saved me as I drifted unconscious atop the lake was a gentleman from another world. His tone of voice was ever so gentle, and the sound of his heartbeat was calm, like the steady beating of a drum. But I did not deserve to be saved. After all, I was the one who caused everyone to... If I had only become nothing but bubbles melting into the lapping waves of the lake, that would have made everyone far more. Then, my harp rang out by itself once more, but it was not my sound. This sound was the distant encouragement I'd always heard from afar, all of the musician's sound. I began to play my harp in response. Sorry, everyone. I caused all of this, which is why I must go. I know not if this shall atone for my sins, but I also know only languishing in despair solves nothing. That is why I must leave here. Just as music has shown me the world, I shall color this broken world with my song. The sound of lament only leaves the world dull, which is why we must play the notes woven by all, the song of this world.